Hey, what's up everyone? The Dan Sandwich here, and today I am back in automation and I'm going to be doing another randomly generated car video. These are always really fun for me. It's a fun little challenge to try to do something a little bit different and something creative. So I'm going to be doing this again. I'm going to be starting with selecting a random car. So we're looking at light sport budget 1960 from the Archana region, which I'm not super familiar with, but we'll see what it comes up with. Let's select generate AI car, and here we have it. Let's take a look at this car here. So it's from the 1960 light sport budget vehicle. Kind of looks a little bit Aston Martin-y, sort of, maybe a little bit Jaguar-esque. But it only has 81 horsepower. Let's see, it is a let's round up to 1.6 liter inline four engine. Again, not really the sportiest, but it's a budget sports car, so that kind of makes sense. But what I always do with this is I go to a wheel of random car options, and I'm going to spin that wheel, and then we're going to use that to decide what we're going to turn this car into. All right, so we're back at the wheel of car options. So we're going to spin this, and we're going to see what I get here that I'm going to turn that car into. And it's going to be a donk. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, that could be fun. So let's do a donk. So for those who may not know, a donk is basically one of those cars you see with like the gigantic, like 30-inch rims on it, super low profile tires, usually lifted up a little bit. Not usually too many changes made to the performance of the vehicle, but they are generally kind of like a resto mod sort of thing where they take the vehicle from, you know, say the 60s, for example. I mean, usually you see them with, you know, cars of this era, so this kind of makes sense. From the 60s, and then they update it somewhat. So we're gonna turn this into a 2020 model. All right. This is a 2020 version of this car, and I'm gonna probably engine swap it as well, give it something a little bit more modern, and use that kind of engine as the way to go. So let's go to the engine. Let's just create a whole new engine here. And yeah, we're using 2020 technology. So I'm thinking for this, a V8 is the way to go. If you're doing a donk, you're doing a V8. So let's do a 60-degree V8. We're gonna use a lightweight aluminum V8. I think a kind of a square, you know, 4-cylinder or 4-liter V8 is probably perfect for this. Oh, you know what? Not 60-degree V8, 90-degree V8. 90-degree V8 is what we want. Oh, it's actually a little bit too big. So let's lower this. Let's do like a 3.4 liter. Probably pretty good. Yeah, let's do a 3.4 liter V8, 90-degree V8. Let's do just a single overhead cam, all aluminum. Let's go with forged steel crank, forged conrods, and cast pistons. And we'll use a harmonic dampener because this is probably going to be fairly heavy. None of this stuff here. We're going to leave it naturally aspirated. It is going to be electronic fuel injection. Let's do a single point. And we'll just do a standard... see. Yeah, let's do a multi-point EFI. That makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, and a standard mid manifold. Let's use regular gas. Tubular mid headers. Dual exhaust, of course. And then we're gonna have, let's just do a 3-way catalytic converter, baffled and baffled. Although I guess a donk can be pretty loud, so let's go with a straight through first muffler. Actually, no first muffler at all. Just one muffler on there. We'll see what we have here. We can rev actually pretty high. A little surprising, but let's just roll with it. I'm gonna try to get as much performance out of this as I can. All right, 240 horsepower. I feel like is pretty decent for a donk. You know, again, this is not going to be the most high performance vehicle possible. Let's take a look at the chassis though. We're going to keep it steel because again, they don't usually change the body too much on these. Same with like the chassis. I think that's going to be fine. I think the suspension is also good too. Double wishbone in the front, semi-trailing arm in the rear. That's pretty realistic for this sort of thing. Let's go to the drivetrain. Rear wheel drive. I think a donk is going to have to be automatic. And a 4-speed automatic makes sense to me. We can go higher with the top gear for sure. Oh, it's saying we have to add more gears. So let's do a 6-speed automatic. Yeah, we're going to have to upgrade the brakes for sure. The big thing, though, is going to be getting the biggest rims possible. I might have to go in and adjust this further. But let's see what the largest rims we can put on this thing are right now. 22s seem to be the biggest right now. That's pretty good. But we can go bigger. And we're gonna have to raise this thing up too. So suspension, ride height at maximum. Does that allow us to put bigger wheels on it if the ride height's bigger? It does, just a little bit though, to 23 inches. But we're gonna have to go even further than that. The tires blow out? Tires blow out. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna have to find a creative solution for this. But that's something we can definitely do. And we should probably increase the tire width. Yeah, a little bit as well. Rim offset should be at the maximum we can do with this body. It's pretty limited there. Sports compound radial tires is you know what we can do. So that makes sense to me. Alloy wheels should help things out a little bit, but it does not allow us to get any. Although, okay, so with the wider tires, we can actually go a little bit bigger with the rims then. So 23-inch rims, pretty good, but once again, I think we can go bigger with this if we want to. Brakes, we need vented disc brakes, I think. Take advantage of the amount of wheel well we have and just max those out too. And then it's not a convertible. We have 2 seats. I think a bench seat, or yeah, 2 plus 2 is probably pretty realistic for this. It says it has a basic interior, but normally these have like high-end interiors there. Front tires blew out. Okay, that's fine. So I guess we have to go back to here. Reduce that back down to 3. As long as the tires don't blow out, we're okay. Let's go back to here. Entertainment. Let's go with an updated entertainment system. Yeah, let's go with a luxury CD player. I feel like that suits this kind of thing. It would have like an aftermarket like CD deck or something like that in there. We can go with power steering, and we'll go with ABS. Safety. So standard 60s safety, because I don't think they would have updated any safety stuff with this at all. Air suspension, that makes sense for this. We want the most comfortable ride possible. I think that's pretty good. Let's see. Car's roll angle is very high, but that's, you know, we're gonna have to deal with since it's a donk. Tires have very low profile. Yeah, we're gonna know that. Rear brake force is high compared to grip. Okay, so we should brake force is like all the way down there already. I'm not gonna worry about that. That's fine. Okay. So now that we kind of have the car built for the most part, I'm gonna go in there and design it, and then yeah, I'll catch up with you after I finish the design of this thing. All right, and there we have it. A pretty quick, simple build, I think. But I feel like it captures what I was going for pretty well. I didn't build an interior because that just takes so much time, and got stuff to do. I don't know. But yeah, this is what I kind of came up with here. Let's see. It's probably not going to be the best performance car I've ever built. Oh, only 12 are going to get sold, which is funny. Yeah, probably not going to be the best performance car I've ever built. It'll probably roll over when I try to take it around the test track. But it is a donk, so it's very lifted. It has very big wheels, and I think it's going to be, I don't know, kind of fun to mess around with. Let's see what the performance, let's see, testing is going to be like. Still getting used to this new interface since the last patch. Yeah, so 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 6.2 seconds. That's actually not bad. Really not bad at all. Top speed of 184 miles an hour, which is pretty fast. And a quarter mile time of 14 seconds. So that's, I mean, it's decent. It's obviously not a race car, but that's definitely interesting. But yeah, let's take this into BeamNG Drive. Let's drive around and see just how terrible this thing is to actually drive. I'm a little bit weirded out about how far back the rear end goes versus the front end, but there's nothing else I could really do about that. So I don't know. I wanted it to be a long car because that's like what a lot of these donks are, but it just ends up kind of looking a little bit weird. Oh well. I guess I don't know, maybe I could fix that real quick. I just have to put the license plate back. It looks a little bit more normal. I like the longer rear end better, just isolated by that, but yeah, the car overall doesn't look good with it like that. Alright. That's pretty good though. That looks a little bit more normal from the side as well. Also put a blower on the hood, despite it not having a supercharger or really needing a blower, just because I felt it fit the look well. So yeah, go ahead and export this into BeamNG, and then I'll drive it around there and see how it goes. All right, I am in BeamNG Drive now. I've called this the Crown SP380 Donk. I don't know why it keeps putting the trim level twice on there. So it says donk, which is kind of funny. But yeah, here we are. Let's see how this kind of translates into BeamNG, and honestly, it's pretty much exactly it. I think the update to automation has really helped make the export process to BeamNG a lot better. So stuff like this ends up looking the way it should, which is pretty good. We've got some flame decals on the side there, and those actually translated pretty well. I mean, in the past, that's been the kind of thing that hasn't really translated well. Well, let's drive this thing around. Obviously, a lot of... Oh, yeah, immediately rolls it over, which is, that's to be expected with a car like this. I think that's kind of the fun of something like this, is it's not really meant to be driven seriously. And yeah, it's going to roll over a lot. It's going to be really hard to kind of keep that together when I take it for a drive on the automation test track, I think. To keep it from rolling over constantly, it's going to take some restraint from my part. But yeah, I mean, it's actually, like, I don't know, it feels fairly quick. It's just really funny to drive something like this that's, so raised up and on such gigantic wheels. Again, they were 22-inch wheels, and then I went into the advanced fixture settings and made them even bigger, to kind of add to that ridiculousness. So I don't actually know the exact size of those rims, but I definitely think it fits the. Oh, there we go, rolling it over again, and back on four wheels. Perfect. That'd be kind of a fun concept for a car to see, like if you can make something that always ends up back up on its wheels after you roll it over. That'd be kind of funny. Oh, sick drift right there. All right, this thing actually could be a drift machine, despite it being an automatic. Yeah, just a ridiculous. Oh, here we go. Roll it over again. Come on. We lost a wing mirror, but that's okay. Back on the on four wheels. And of course, like my immediate thought right now as I'm driving this thing around is like, what would it be like if I gave this thing a ton of horsepower? Because I gave it an engine upgrade over the stock like 86 horsepower or whatever it had originally. But you know, what would happen if I gave this a ridiculous amount of horsepower? Oh, I think it's just gonna go right in the water. Yeah, there's no way to. I was trying to go up that hill, but it wasn't gonna let me. All right, let's just see if I can take this thing for a lap around the test track and see what ends up happening. All right, time to take this thing around the automation test track. It does actually have a sport mode, so I turned that on. So we're gonna see if that affects anything. It should just change the way the gearbox reacts, I think. So far, okay. Again, really trying not to roll this thing over. Again, I'm not thinking this is gonna set any lap records. I just want to, because this is how I test all of my vehicles, I just want to give it a proper test around the track. Don't roll over. Oh, get some wheel lift right there. Definitely got some body roll for sure. But so far, so good. If this isn't the slowest thing I've tested, that'll be a real shame. That would be really funny if this wasn't the slowest thing I've ever tested. Alright, let's see. Getting up to 120, 130 miles an hour. Really gotta take this slow, I think. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's really sliding already. Definitely wants to slide out, for sure. Oh, man. Don't roll it. Don't roll it. I think this chicane coming up is going to be the hardest part for me to not roll it at. Because it's such a tight turn. Or maybe there's like a sweeping uphill turn coming up. The brakes are fantastic. I mean, that's the one good thing I will say about this car is that it does stop. Mainly because I made the brakes so big, that probably helps. The tires are just barely hanging on, though. This is definitely never designed to be a race car. That's obvious. Oh yeah, that's kind of the turn I was thinking would be potential rollover risk, but we were able to keep it on the ground. All right, just barely. I somehow made it a full lap without rolling it over. There we go. That's how we end it. But 2:47, and I believe that's not the slowest time. Oh, that's embarrassing. So that's faster than the Ford Mustang concept that I did last week. Faster than some of the old cars that I did, and faster than the light cycle, which that was a disaster to get around the track. So somehow not the slowest car I've ever done around the automation test track, that's wild. I don't know if it's because after the update some of these cars drive better, or what. But yeah, that's really funny. All right, let's take this to the drag strip next. All right, drag strip time in sport mode again. Let's see what kind of drag run this can pull. Front of the car is definitely lifting off lifting up for sure. And it's leaning to the left. But we got a 13.9 second quarter mile, which is definitely not the slowest we've done. That's actually not slow at all. I mean, once again, faster than the light cycle, but that crashed halfway through it. Faster than basically all of the like normal cars that I did. It's only a little bit slower than the street-tuned Japanese sports car that I did a little while ago. So that's, again, definitely not the slowest car I've built, which is really funny to me. Let's take this back into free roam. Since we're at the West Coast USA map, I want to do a top speed run. Take it to the highway and do a top speed run in this thing. Or we could, I could just take it down into the... Yeah, let's just go down here. The top speed run this way. I'm gonna go to where it starts to turn and then turn around. If I can turn around. Although I guess I could probably just roll over the middle section since I have so much ground clearance. Oh, and speaking of rolling over, all right, that's fine. All right, reset, and then yeah, it said top speed is 185. Let's see if we can get up to that in this canal area. Oh, it turns sooner than I realized. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Alright. It just folds over. We got to like 130 before we hit that. Probably not the best way to test the top speed. Oh, we have like another jump here. I need to do more exploring in this game because there's just so much fun stuff. Here. All right, let's take this thing off of this jump. Can we make it to the road? Oh, sort of. Sort of made it. All right. Okay. I mean, this is just a fun car to fool around in. Let me know if you want to see me do a high-performance version of this with a crazy powerful engine and see how much more ridiculous this thing can get. But even with 240 horsepower or whatever it is, it's pretty ridiculous. And it's probably the right amount of power for this build because, as you can see, I can still like slide it around turns and stuff. I'm not rolling it over constantly. So I don't know. I feel like I accidentally made something that was okay. Despite the ridiculous trappings of it. And again, as you saw earlier, it's not even the slowest car I've built, which is pretty impressive and incredible. Oh, and I roll it over. All right, enough fooling around. Let's actually fool around for real, and let's take this off the car jump arena jump. All right, we're at the car jump arena in this ridiculous donk that I built. Thanks to the Wheel of Cars for landing on donk and giving me this ridiculous build. This has actually been a lot of fun. I'm sure you've noticed if you've been watching. This has been really a lot of fun to mess around with. As usual, I will be putting a link to this mod for BeamNG in the description below. So if you want to check it out, try it out for yourself, you can do that. If you like this video, putting a like on it is really cool. If you want to do that, if you don't want to do that, I'm not gonna make you do it. I don't care. I do care, but it's not, you know, the biggest deal in the world. If you want to subscribe to the channel, I do videos like this often. Usually it's not this ridiculous. Sometimes it is, and these are always fun for me. But anyway, I'm gonna take this thing off of the car jump arena jump and see how far it goes. Should be pretty far, but let's see. I'm gonna do it once for real, And then I want to see if I can like get it to roll off the jump sideways. 164 miles an hour, and it is flying. Almost to the 500 mark. It was like 460 or something like that, and it just folds over completely. The way this thing crashes is really funny to me. It just like folds together like this. It's really funny. Yeah. All right. That was great. It really flew far. I'm still surprised by that. All right. I want to see if I can get it to roll off sideways, since this thing does like to roll over so much. I think that'd be a really funny way to end this. All right, so I'm gonna get near the end and then handbrake turn. Oh, okay, it didn't roll over immediately, but now it's rolling through the air. I think, did I hit the sign? I think I hit the sign. Oh, now it won't roll over. That's funny. I want to try that again. I want to see if I can get it to roll off the jump sideways and do like a barrel roll off of it. I gotta turn sooner than that. There we go. Oh, just missed the 100 sign. It's gonna hit the 300 sign. All right, yeah. This is a lot of fun to mess around with. I like doing cars like this every once in a while. They're a little bit more ridiculous. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye.